Hello and welcome to episode 19 of Drinking with Disney. This week we watched and drank along to The Santa Claus from 1994.
This is going to be our last episode before Christmas.
Yeah, so we had to come with a Christmas-themed episode for you guys. And this is actually one of my favorite Christmas movies from when I was a kid as well. Because I was, like, in my household, Home Improvement was a big deal, so the Tim Allen movie was big.
I watched a bit of Home Improvement.
Yeah.
Like, not enough to, say it was big.
No, yeah, I really liked it, but I know my dad liked it a lot too. As far as sitcoms go, I think that was one that he really followed. So it was definitely one that I've seen a bunch of times. But even when you don't see one of these things for a couple of years, you remember stuff in the movie when it comes up, right?
Yeah. I know I really liked it when I was younger, but it came out the year after I was born.
Yeah.
Chub!
Yeah. And I was looking online at the IMDb page for this movie, and the director of this movie also directed Jungle to Jungle and 50 episodes of Home Improvement. And
was that surprising?
And a bunch of episodes of Tim Allen's newest show, Last Man Standing. So him and the director are boys, right? Mm-hmm. So I don't know, I just thought that was kind of an interesting little tidbit.
Did you?
Yeah. What?
The cat's fucking with the Christmas tree.
Oh, of course he is.
As soon as we started recording.
Yeah.
Chub!
So as always with these movies, we play a drinking game along with it. Oh, but before we get to that, we'll let you know what we were drinking tonight. I was drinking the Canadian Heritage Gold from Hespeler Brewing Company, just down the road in Cambridge. Really good beer. Really nice and easy drinking. And Molly was going with the Cottage Springs vodka sodas that she so loves. Both flavors, the watermelon and the peach.
Yeah, I really don't like the lemon ones.
Those are the classics for her.
Yeah, and usually we say who won the last MVP, but I usually post it about a week after we've recorded, and I haven't posted it yet because we're recording a little bit earlier than
we're recording this a little early just due to our schedule kind of situation. So
maybe I'll just make you do a shot after you lose on Instagram or something.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, if I lose.
When you lose.
If I lose. But anyways, we do play a drinking game along with the movie when we watch it every episode. So I'll let Molly go through the rules for that like she normally does.
Okay, so anytime you hear Christmas music in the movie, drink. Anytime they say sport when they're talking to Charlie, drink.
Yeah.
Anytime Scott makes fun of Neil.
Yeah, that's a lot, that one. Yeah.
Anytime they use magic, anytime Scott's physical appearance changes, when
he's becoming he's starting his transition into Santa Claus, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When else would he be changing?
I don't know.
We got that.
Yeah, it's not just changes his clothes, but I mean changes he gets the facial hair and the different haircut and stuff.
And drink if you ever notice a sexual innuendo.
There's only a couple.
Happens 5 seconds into the movie.
Yeah. And then there's the one time when he's walking down the street and sees, and that girl walks past him and he's like, oh very nice. Yeah.
Creep.
So there's just a couple. There might be more if I'm sure if we watched it again right now, we'd pick up a couple more because they're probably laid in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the movie starts off, and it's Scott is kind of portrayed as this douche, business guy.
Yeah, he's a too busy father, right? His job is kind of presented as really demanding and takes him away from his son a lot because you first see him at a work function, Christmas party kind of thing.
On Christmas Eve.
On Christmas Eve, which is okay, who has their work function Christmas party on Christmas Eve?
Unless families are also invited.
Yeah.
Because that's when you see the first thing. It's
the sexual innuendo thing?
Yeah, they make a joke about, if this guy's wife wasn't here, his secretary wouldn't be sitting in his lap.
Right, yeah. Which, like, somebody fucking call the HR department,
They're all
right?
just laughing. They're all like,
Yeah,
ah!
yeah.
Like,
And the secretary's probably like, I'll get fired if I'm not sitting here.
she was laughing.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
liked it.
Yeah.
She wanted the D.
She just wants it, yeah.
Oh, I hate when you say just wants it. You have to say the D or something to make it a little bit lighter.
Cut the edge off a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it shows Scott going home. So I also think this is kind of a lame Christmas party. Because what time are you leaving?
Yeah, well, he's also, like, trying to get out of there to go to be with his son, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure if
What time is it? I want to know what time he's leaving.
Yeah, because he's also calling his wife or his ex-wife on the phone on his drive to his house saying, oh, I'm so sorry I'm late, like their traffic is so shitty, but he's the only car on the road because it's Christmas Eve. And then when he gets to his house, his wife, her new husband Neil, and his kid are sitting in the car waiting for him. So, like, how long have they just been sat in his driveway waiting for him to show up?
Realistically, they probably would have left.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not sitting there waiting for people for hours. That's ridiculous.
And they had somewhere else to go. Like, they were going to Neil's family thing.
Yeah, so they were late for his family thing because Scott was late, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In real life, they probably would have just taken the kid there, and Scott would have had to go get him there.
Oh, yeah, 20 minutes, and then that's it. That's the maximum waiting time in someone's driveway, I think.
I waited once for like a half an hour, and as I was pulling out, the people came outside.
Oh, no.
It was Allie and Kelsey.
Oh, I'm sure it was, yeah.
Allie sucks.
Okay, that's what I said. Yeah, so he's late getting home. And one thing I noticed right off the bat is that Charlie and his mom have the exact same haircut. Like, they've got, like, the
Not the exact
pretty
same.
much. Like, he's got, like,
mushroom cut.
like an extended bowl cut, like a mushroom cut, yeah. And she's pretty much she's got, like, a hard mom bob. Like,
That's
with
in
hard
right now.
bangs, harsh bangs.
Yeah, but it's not. It's in to be more like blunt. She's got the like poofy mom.
Yeah, like the arced mom bob.
The arc.
Yeah, it's got the arced shape to it.
That was
right?
like the first thing Luke was like, write that down.
Yeah, no,
They have the same hair.
They do have the same haircut, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. So Neil's outside just being a fucking dick, which is so
Yeah.
funny because when you see the other two movies, Neil's like this weird soft guy that like everybody's best friends with.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
the first movie, he's quite the D-bag.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's
And-
like the worst.
Yeah, he's a psychiatrist, and that's like Scott's whole like niche is to make fun of him for not being a real doctor. He's a shrink.
Yeah, it's like the Hangover stole that bit a little bit.
But yeah, oh,
Right?
you're a dentist.
Oh, you're a dentist. You're not a real doctor, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's that same kind of bit.
So, and then they start talking about how Neil told Charlie that there's no Santa.
Yeah.
Which, if we broke up and we had kids, and like your new girlfriend told our kids that there was no Santa, I would fucking flip.
Oh, yeah.
I would flip out.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
Charlie, like, I think he's like 6, 8. Like, I know 8, you're starting to get a little bit older. Like,
Yeah.
you're starting to maybe. How old were you when you stopped believing in Santa?
I don't know, probably around that age.
I was too old.
Yeah.
I was way too old, and I kind of had an idea, and then, you know how I found out? Is I was sitting on my mom's bed, she was on the phone with someone, and I was looking through her jewelry box, and I found all of mine and Abby's teeth,
Oh, shit.
and I looked up.
And the whole illusion was blown for
And
everything.
I
eh?
started crying, even though I kind of already knew. I think I was 10, maybe 11.
Okay,
So I
yeah.
was pretty old for
Yeah,
it.
bordering on too old.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I opened it, and my mom just goes, fuck. Molly just found the teeth and hung up the phone and came upstairs, and then I made a big deal, and I was like, they've been lying to us our whole lives.
Yeah,
and
that's
Abby
the
was
thing.
like, you need to calm down.
That is the thing, though. When you find out that it's all bullshit, you're angry because you've been lied to. But now, like, even when I was, like a teenager, like 4 or 5 years after you find out, you understand why the lie came about, because it's nice, right? It's nice to believe in these kind of things for at least a little bit.
Are you, Neil? You're like shrinking right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so he gets really mad because he says that Neil said Santa isn't real.
Right, yeah.
And it was some kid told him at school that Santa isn't real, and then Neil tried to like rationalize it.
Right, yeah.
This kid looks like he's about 6 years old. So
Yeah.
like, just be like, oh, that kid's just a douchebag. Kids
Yeah.
used to tell me Santa wasn't real at school all the time, and I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why do you care?
I know.
And then he just calls Neil an idiot, and then him and the mom start fighting. And
Yeah.
he's like, why are you guys always fighting? And he's like, that's just your mom singing.
Yeah, that's her singing
It
voice.
sounds
yeah.
like fighting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're kind of like, oh, Neil's a big douche from
Yeah.
the beginning.
Yeah, you get that vibe right off the bat.
Because when he comes in, he
Yeah.
wants to go back to his mom's house and he wants to hang out with his mom and Neil. But then you can
Yeah.
realize that Neil's a douche.
Yeah, no, he's not great.
No.
Yeah. So then we see Scott and Charlie sit down for dinner, and Scott fucks up the dinner, burns the turkey big time. But he's also making like what's gotta be like a 12-pound turkey. Like that thing's fucking huge.
And also there was a bunch of other food on the table.
Yeah.
Like he burnt the turkey and then they're like, fuck, we have to go out for dinner. He
Yeah.
had so much other food on the
Yeah,
table.
he had all the sides and stuff,
Yeah,
right?
Just
yeah.
have a bunch of sides.
Yeah.
Give him a salami for protein.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got something else in the fridge you can whip up. It doesn't have
Right?
to be turkey.
His-
Because obviously, and then they end up at Denny's, right? So
But also his kid's so pissed that they have to go out for dinner on Christmas
Yeah.
Eve. My parents took us to the Mandarin on Christmas Eve one year and I was stoked.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
Restaurants close. Okay, this is another thing. Restaurants close early on Christmas Eve. So what time were you picking up the kid, and what time did your Christmas party end?
no, well they kind of address that because they try to go to a couple other restaurants, but they're closed. But they go to Denny's because Denny's is 24 hours. It's like like always open, right? Like there was a lot of people in there because it was probably the only place that people could
Still
get
open.
food, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so they go out for dinner. They're sold out of everything. The
Yeah.
chocolate milk, regular white milk's fine.
Yeah. He's so upset when he says it. White milk's fine. Yeah.
I would never, in my wildest dreams, just order white milk at a restaurant. Like, if
No.
they're out of chocolate milk, okay, I'll have a water.
Yeah. That's a hard 180 from chocolate milk to white milk.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Do you have some
no
Nesquik
thanks.
mix in the
Yeah.
back you can add to that white milk?
Yeah, for real.
That would be great. No.
Yeah.
You get a water. Let's be real, kids.
Yeah, and Charlie's so like upset about having to go out for dinner and stuff, but it's not like his dad didn't try to make
He
him.
tried to make him a huge dinner.
Yeah, he made him a huge feast, but fucked it up. So it's like,
He just fucked up the turkey, though.
yeah, it's not like he was just like neglectful and didn't plan to do anything or didn't try. Like he tried fucking hard. He just messed it up.
Yeah.
So I don't like
Give
Charlie's.
your dad a little credit.
Charlie's a little more butthurt than he should be about that. I
Give
think
him a little credit.
just a little bit. Yeah.
But then they go home and he reads him like The Night Before Christmas.
Yep.
What is it? There rose such a clatter, and he thinks it's a ladder.
There arose such a clatter, and he's like, what's a rosed ladder or something?"
Yeah.
He said, yeah,
And he's like, no, it's a clatter.
like a big noise. Yeah.
And then they wake up because they hear the clatter, and he's trying to wake up his dad. He's like, Dad, there's a clatter! In what world does a kid
Yeah.
be like, there's a clatter?
There's a clatter up on the roof.
My
Yeah.
parents would be like, are you having a seizure?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah. So then they run outside, and Scott yells up at Santa on the roof, and he comes tumbling down. He slips and falls and just falls right off the roof.
Straight up kills him.
Straight up kills him, but it's only like a 2-story house. Like, I don't know if you could actually die falling off of a roof. That
He might
into
have
the
just,
snow as
he
well.
might have just been old as dust.
Yeah, maybe he's been doing the Santa game for a long
And
time.
he took a hit,
Right.
and he
Right.
gone.
Right, because in the movie as well, like it does come to realize that Scott only gets the next year living his regular life. Like he has to get his affairs in order, and then he's Santa full time, right? So he doesn't live like back in New York for the rest of his life. He lives up at the North Pole after that first year, right? So this guy could have been up there for years and years and years, and we wouldn't know.
But also, you made a good point of like, I was like, well, how many times has Santa fallen off the roof? How many times have dogs attacked him or cops been called him? Or because it seems to happen to Scott a lot in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Well, he gets shot at a couple times.
Yeah, it's just... I think there's more Santas than you think. So he could be old as dust, I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm sure that there have been... Because with this... In this, like... world, like anytime somebody puts on the jacket after a Santa has passed away, they become the next Santa, right? So there could be hundreds of Santas, some serving for 1 or 2 years, some serving for 100 years, right?
And when Santa passes away, do they just die as Santa, or do they go back? Like, do they go back to their normal life, or do they just die?
I don't know.
I think they just go back to their normal life because he just disappears.
He just disappears. Yeah, maybe. Hopefully.
I think when you get knocked off as Santa, you just go back to normal life. But at the same time, if you've been Santa for years and years and years, everybody else is dead that you know.
They just assume that you've just been like a missing person for years,
or
right?
Is there like a time warp and you go back just to normal living?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a problem.
Yeah, no, I'd like some more info on that. That's for sure.
Okay, there's 2 other movies and they never address that.
No, they don't.
They should.
Oh, big time. Yeah. Yeah, so after the original Santa's body disappears, he grabs all the outfit and they get on the magic ladder that appears and takes it up to the roof and get into
such a clatter.
Yeah, and they get into the sleigh, and the sleigh fucks off to the next house, and they're starting to deliver the gifts.
Yeah, and he's just in his boxers initially, and then his kid is like, make yourself decent.
Right.
So then he puts on the suit because he's already read the card and said that if you put on the suit, you become Santa, and he just put it on because he was cold.
Charlie says he should put it on. Charlie does ask him to put it on.
Yeah, I know, but he puts it on because he's like in his boxers.
Yeah.
He can't go into someone's house in their boxers.
No, yeah. But of course he doesn't read the fine print at this point, so he doesn't know what he's signing on for, right? Yeah.
So he delivers all these things. He goes into the one kid's house who's sleeping on the couch. What parent lets their kid sleep on the couch?
We slept on the couch 1 year for Christmas.
How did the toys get under the tree?
Our parents were sneaky. Did it? Santa was sneaky and was very methodical and quick about it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we weren't allowed. And we kept on trying to sneak out of our rooms because our older sisters, I have 2 half-sisters, Jenny and Michelle, that would sleep over, and one of them would sleep on the couch and one of them would sleep upstairs.
Yeah.
And we used to keep trying to sneak out, and they'd be like, go to bed!
Yeah. You know what, actually, I think that year that me and my brother slept on the couch in, like, the living room or family room where the Christmas tree was, like Santa left his gifts, and like we had in our house in Sunderland, we had like a formal living room that like a sitting room kind of thing, and Santa left all the gifts in that room on the couch in there. I think, if I'm recalling correctly, I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Just to because Santa didn't want to wake us up, right?
Yeah. See, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not real.
No, obviously, yeah.
There was one
Very
year
clearly
Abby
not
and
real.
I got, we somehow snuck out to the couch after Santa had already been there, so all the toys were already down there.
Right.
Did that ever happen to you? Did you ever wake up and see all the toys? Like, were
Oh,
you trying
yeah.
to be like jailbreakers?
Oh yeah, we would
Yeah.
I would check a couple times throughout the night or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So when we finally woke up, all of our stockings would be sat in
Yeah.
front of the tree, in front of all the gifts.
Yeah.
And there was these light up pens in the top. So we stole the pens, and our parents came out and told us to go to bed. So we did.
Yeah.
And we came back out and we held our thumbs on the bottom of the light up pens so that we could see all the gifts better.
Oh God.
And read all of the labels.
Read all the labels. Oh my God.
And Jenny would wake up and be like, go to fucking bed.
Go to bed already. Come on. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Oh man, they probably hated it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they
And then when
did.
he's
Yeah.
leaving, she's like, you didn't eat the cookies and milk. And he's like, I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh, in the movie, yeah. Yeah, the girl that he wakes up, yeah.
What did you leave for Santa?
We left cookies and milk and carrots for the reindeer. Yeah.
I used to leave Coca-Cola because Santa was in the Coca-Cola
He's
commercials.
on the Coke can.
We did the carrots outside for the reindeer. My parents
Yeah.
actually did a good job. I think they used to leave like prints in the snow somehow,
Right,
like reindeer
yeah.
prints, and they'd like nibble on it. And one year we did like the reindeer food that you like make in school
Right,
or whatever.
right, yeah.
And then there was one year that I left Frosted Flakes and I put the milk in the bowl.
That's hilarious.
My parents were like, I don't know if he wants that.
What were you thinking? Like, oh, he's probably sick of cookies by this point. I'll give him
And
some
I was
cereal.
like, I really like Frosted Flakes. I bet you
That's so
Santa
funny.
does too. I'm just an idiot.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And they were like trying to convince me, no, don't do that. And I was like, no, he's gonna fucking love this.
Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, back to the movie.
Sorry.
During that first Christmas night, at one point you see Charlie. What?
That first Christmas night.
Yeah. Not like that first Christmas season, like that first night of Christmas when they're delivering the gifts. You see Charlie in the back of the sleigh getting licked by a puppy. Fuck, if Santa brought my kids a puppy, if Santa was real and brought my kids a puppy, I would... Oh,
You'd be pissed.
I'll tell you what,
I
I'd
bet
be
you
angry.
Santa
Yeah.
wouldn't bring it unless he knew the parents were cool with it.
Oh, yeah. You'd
But
have to know.
also, if I was a parent, I'd be pissed because I want to get my kid a puppy.
Yeah, I want that experience of going to pick out a little pups.
Huh?
Yeah.
Come on, and you can't build that in a workshop.
No, you definitely cannot build that in a workshop.
Come on, Santa.
So are they just stealing puppies?
Unless he just has like dogs that he breeds.
Are they breeding dogs?
Yeah.
Maybe super purebreds. Yeah. Well, he's in the North Pole. He's not getting new ones. Yeah. So once they
There's no mutts at the North Pole. Mutt dogs.
yeah.
Oh, God. Mutt dogs.
Yeah. So yeah, it seems like they go through like, I don't know. There's a little montage of them doing drop-offs. So maybe like 100, 150 houses. So the OG Santa in this movie must have been so close to being done.
Like, I think New York was their last stop.
Had to have been, yeah.
Because they just leave after. And
Yeah.
if not, a lot of kids are pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they go back to the North Pole and they see the elves for the first time. And the elves are, they're odd looking.
They're not very impressive. They're just kids with pointy ears.
The ears even aren't that good. Like,
No, you can tell they're fake ears.
oh yeah.
Also, when they get to the North Pole, it comes out from underneath the ground and it pops up, and there's literally like an old
They don't
school.
it doesn't pop up. They get dropped down.
No, but the North Pole pops up. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
pole,
the actual pole, yeah.
and it has like the pin pad on it. And it looks like an old school calculator, and I was like, if that was made now, it would be a hologram of a pole
Yeah.
and a touchscreen
Oh,
calculator.
yeah. No, it would be like a touchpad, like lock screen thing, right?
Yeah, but
like,
it would be all hologram.
I'm sure that keypad was just broken off of like a calculator
It looks like
or
a
like
calculator.
an old like pager or something like
Well, even his cell phone is like the Zach Morris cell phone. In
not
the
a pager, a Palm Pilot,
movie. Yeah.
something like that, right?
What is a Palm? It's just a BlackBerry that's not a phone, right?
Pretty much, no internet connection either.
Yeah,
It was
it's
pretty
just
much just
to
like a digital appointment book sort of thing, right? Like scheduler.
How did they ever make money off of that?
Well, it also could like house your like address book, so you could save like phone numbers in it and stuff. So I could see it being like
Why wouldn't you
effective.
just write all of that down?
I don't know. People always want the newest and best shit, right? And they'll pay a premium for it.
And I feel like Palm Pilots were really expensive.
Oh yeah, hundreds of dollars. Yeah, yeah, like a ridiculous amount of money. I'm sure that there were like sort of like 2-in-1 units that were like pager / Palm Pilot, and those things were like $1,000.
I wonder if anybody has an original Palm Pilot that works.
I don't know. We can check eBay if you want.
No. Okay, like.
No, I was just saying we can. And then once they drop down into like the Santa's workshop in the North Pole, enter Bernard.
Bernard. Okay, he's in Superbad.
He is in Superbad.
He's in like a lot of those movies with like Seth Rogen and all of those guys. He's friends with those guys.
Yeah, he's
one of the dudes doing cocaine in the bedroom with fucking Michael Cera. These eyes, but you're Jimmy's brother.
He really aged well.
He looks like Bernard still.
Yeah, he looks like Bernard still, but he's like not a bad looking dude, considering like how like young and dweeby he looks there. Like, look at this picture of him.
Okay, yeah, when he looks like that.
Yeah.
When he's like posed all nice like that, and his hair's short. When he's got the long hair though, he's also like, I don't know. I'm a tall woman, so like when people are short, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Not into that.
I don't know if they list heights on IMDb or not, but he looks tiny.
He's short.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not into that. I don't know.
Yeah, he's in Sausage Party as well. Yeah, he's in all those.
Yeah, he's in all the movies with those guys.
With those guys, yeah.
I wonder how he knows them. Did they meet at the North Pole?
They probably met at the North Pole.
No, I think he's in Freaks and Geeks, is he not?
Is he?
Maybe like an episode.
Maybe.
I think he might be.
He's got 113 acting credits, so...
He might be in Freaks and Geeks with all of them.
Yeah, he's done a lot of shit. Holy.
So Bernard comes in and he kind of like... It's so funny because Santa keeps asking like, who's the boss? And Bernard's like, you are!
Yeah.
And
well, first he like asks like some random like elf that's just walking by, be like, who's in charge? And she's like, you are. No, but who's the boss? You are. But who calls all the shots? You do.
And Bernard comes in and like kind of sets him straight.
Yeah.
He's his homie.
He's like the manager of the North Pole.
Yeah.
He's not like Santa's the CEO and
he's
Bernard's
like me.
like the manager. Yeah. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah.
I'm Bernard.
Yeah, so he explains the Santa Claus, like the clause stating that if you put on the jacket and the hat and drive the sleigh or whatever, then you're Santa, right?
But then that's what the whole Santa Claus too is, that there's another part to the clause that they never
Yeah,
read.
the Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's Claus with an E.
They're both Claus with an E. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, so yeah, the second one he has to find a wife or whatever, right?
But look at the title of the movie. It's E up off the side like that.
Yeah, because Santa Claus is spelled without the E. With the E.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
and then you just said they're both spelled with an E.
Yeah, the Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying.
Okay. I get what you're saying.
You just made me feel real stupid for no reason.
No, I was saying, like they're both clauses, like the Santa Claus and then the Mrs. Claus.
That's not what I was saying.
Okay.
We're not on the same page.
Not on the same wavelength, eh? All right. But yeah, Scott's all like confused and pissed off about being there and doesn't want to do it.
And then they say, follow Judy.
Yep, follow Judy and she'll get you sorted. She gives him his jams.
His jams that say SC on it, and his name is Scott Kelvin. So there's a little confusion there, with him at least.
Yeah.
But where does he think he gets these pajamas when he wakes up in the morning?
I know.
You think he was just dreaming and he woke up in the same pajamas he was dreaming about?
Yeah.
And also, I never get in movies when adults don't believe in Santa Claus, but they're not the ones that put all the presents under the tree.
I know.
Like, do you think someone just comes into your house? Do you think your kid did it?
I don't understand.
It's a whodunit.
Yeah, it is a whodunit. Yeah. But Judy gives him this good hot cocoa that she's been working on for 1,200 years, she says.
Yeah.
And it kind of seems like she's like being a little flirty with Santa.
But it's so inappropriate because it's a child actor.
Yeah, and then Santa says, "Oh, you look good for your age." And Judy says, thanks, but I'm seeing somebody in wrapping. So she kind of shoots him down, which is pretty funny, too.
It's funny, but it's so weird.
Yeah, yeah.
How old was she?
Well, that's a line that would never be written into a movie now, that's for sure.
Super inappropriate, because we're so much more woke now.
Oh, yeah.
When I say woke, I mean oversensitive.
Yeah.
And woke as well.
Yeah. Then next scene is he wakes up back at home in the SC pajamas.
Well, this is what I was saying. He wakes up super fucking confused. He looks down. He's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I was dreaming about these pajamas.
Yeah, and then for the first little bit, he even says to Laura, his ex-wife, that he must have told Charlie about a crazy dream he had, and that's why Charlie thinks that he's Santa Claus and they did all this stuff. But he just doesn't understand why it's all happening.
Yeah. It's just the whole part in between, like, that Christmas and the next Christmas is just kind of bizarre.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
that
it
people
is,
are
but-
so,
yeah.
that he is so, like, in denial, as
Yeah.
Neil would say.
Yeah, and he goes to the doctor about his weight gain and facial hair growth and stuff, and it's like, buddy, you know what's going on here.
Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
just like, he's like, I shaved my beard and then I
Yeah.
have this in the morning.
Yeah.
But anyway, when they get back, they are like, it's career day or bring your dad
Yeah, no, it's career day, yeah.
day or whatever.
Yeah.
And he wants his dad to go first, and he tells everyone he's Santa, and then everyone's concerned that he believes so much that he's
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Like, why are you so concerned? I don't think that's a really big deal.
No. Well,
Like-
I mean, it's kind of weird.
It's not like he's acting out or like anything like that.
No, he just thinks that his dad
dad's
is Santa.
Santa.
Yeah. Yeah. And but before the career day thing, and one thing that just makes it really, really obvious that this was shot like out of season or like in a place with no snow is that when he wakes up in the pajamas, he runs outside to like the spot where Santa fell off the roof and it's all snow. And he just runs right into the snow and starts looking around and doesn't even like
doesn't
lift
have
his feet or
he
he doesn't have shoes
on.
on. He's completely barefoot, right? So he doesn't even like kind of lift his feet or try to like move around
Or act like it's
or act like
freezing.
it's cold. So it's
and he goes
obviously
outside
fake
in-
snow,
He goes
right?
out in his boxers the night before
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
and doesn't really even act like it's cold for like 20 minutes or whatever. Then until they're in the sleigh.
Lucas also caught that we think it might have been filmed in Canada. We didn't look it up because when they go to Denny's, there's
Yeah.
a beer store right beside.
Yeah, with the old like
With the
kind of shield,
orange-
like it's like that shield kind of shape
Yeah.
beer sign logo. Yeah,
is that
the beer store.
Is that in America?
No, because it's government run, the beer stores, I think, right? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it was filmed here in Ontario.
Or at least a little bit of it was.
Parts of it, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's like, remember what movie was it that they were filming in Uxbridge at the soccer field?
Oh, I don't know what that
But
was.
Tim
That
Allen was
like-
there.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure we could look it up.
We're
but-
not gonna. That'll take too much time.
Yeah,
I think.
But
What's the Tim Allen movie filmed in Uxbridge?
yeah, Tim Allen Uxbridge movie. No, but that was not like a very successful movie as far as I know.
I'm
yeah.
just saying he likes to film in Canada.
Yeah,
Because I remember I had a soccer game and there was like the big tents at the soccer field.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And anyway,
yeah.
so when he's explaining how his dad became Santa in class too is so funny. The one kid's like, "So if I want to be Santa when I grow up, do I just push you off the roof?"
Yeah.
It's like, this kid's not wrong. Like, he's so smart.
No, he's not wrong.
What are you looking at?
I was seeing if I could find that quick, that Tim Allen movie, but no, it's
No.
not worth it.
No.
So yeah, he's like super jazzed about his dad being Santa, and all the kids have questions about it, right?
No, the one kid. Well, yeah, but then that's when they pull him out and they were like really concerned.
Yeah,
Also, like, I fucking love Christmas.
right.
What is the problem with somebody loving Christmas? Why are they so against it?
No, and it's like if you were a mall Santa and you had that look to you and you had that beard all season long, if kids came up to you and they were like, "Hi Santa," wouldn't you just like go along with it? Like,
Yeah.
because you obviously like portraying that like festive spirit, right?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just like be like, "Yeah, I'm Santa. Okay, what do you want? Like, have you been good or have you been a little brat?"
Were you going to say bitch?
No,
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
I saw you stop yourself from saying.
I was gonna say a little goober. Have you been a little goober?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So Scott starts gaining weight. This is the first time you kind of start to see him gain weight. It's when all the snow melted away and he comes to the house and Neil is trying to psychoanalyze Charlie,
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, have you seen this? So how do you know it's real?" And then
Right.
Charlie says, "Have you seen $1 million? We don't see a lot of things, but doesn't mean they're not real."
Yeah.
And he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
No.
Nope.
And yeah, then he goes to work and he's gaining even more weight and he's starting to go gray and everyone at his work is super concerned that he's gained this weight.
Super concerned, yeah. And he says that he was stung by a bee and apparently he's allergic, so his whole body swelled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like all ordering lunch. The lady besides like, oh, I'm going to get a salad with dressing on the side. First off, great for you. And then the other guy's like, oh, I'm going to get pasta with a little bit of olive oil and this on the side. Pasta's not healthy.
No.
One.
No.
That's not a healthy choice. Just because you have something on the side, you're still eating pasta.
Yeah.
It's still a carb.
Oh, yeah.
And then he like orders Caesar something. With
He orders
a
Caesar salad, dressing on the side, but then orders like 5 desserts. He orders like chocolate chip cookies, creme brulee, something else, and a hot fudge sundae with extra fudge, but on the side.
But why do they care if he's still doing his job?
Yeah.
Like, imagine if I went into the spa on Tuesday and Megan was like, you're looking a little hefty. Are you going to be able to wax an eyebrow today?
Yeah,
like,
no.
that's so bad.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Yeah.
But he just started acting out in the office, like, during the meeting that they have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is relevant. But then when his boss goes to talk about him, talk to him about what's going on, all he talks about it is his weight and his appearance. He doesn't talk about the fact that he just acted out in the meeting.
Right, yeah. So I would understand why your boss would be upset if you have an unprofessional appearance, because he does show up to the meeting in a tracksuit, right?
Yeah, but
and it's like a business setting.
He says that his things are in the dry cleaning. He's also like, he seems to be pretty high up in this company, so like, if he says that and it's the only time it's ever happened, why are you so concerned?
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand that, but like but all the barbs about him being overweight are ridiculous. But I do understand the boss being angry about the wardrobe thing. I can get that. Yeah. So then we then see Scott watching Charlie play soccer.
Yeah, and he's just sitting on the bench.
Just sitting there, minding his own business.
And the cutest little girl with these little freckles all over her face come over and taps him on the shoulder. And he's trying to ignore her.
No, yeah. He's trying to mind his own.
And he like turns around and then she like pokes him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want a pair of ballet slippers.
Yeah.
And then all of these kids all of a sudden just know he's Santa and go get in line. And that's when Neil and Lauren pull up and just walk through the soccer field.
They walk right through the fucking soccer field during the game.
We were at lunch at Eastside Mario's the other day.
Yeah.
And we saw this woman take her kids just like behind the bar because it was a quicker way to get to the washroom.
Yeah, it's like a big U-shaped bar with like a gap on the ends.
But
the staff walks through.
I saw her do it by herself, and then she went over and asked the kids if they wanted to go, and then brought the kids back through.
That's
and I
so
was like,
ridiculous.
It just made me think of that. But anyway, people are fucking rude and walk through soccer games apparently to get over to Santa.
Yeah.
It's more important than your kid's soccer game.
Yeah.
And they're like yelling at him and they're like, you changed your appearance just to spend more time with him. First you were complaining about not spending time with him, and now the fact that he's making an effort is a problem?
Yeah, and he also puts on like 200 pounds in a year. So he's put on like, at this point, it's probably like 5-6 months.
So why is it
so
so
he's put on
delusional
like
to think that he actually is Santa Claus?
Yeah, and he obviously looks way different. He's got the big beard and shit. So I don't know. They're just they're nuts. These two.
Neil is nuts.
But one thing that I did love, one little detail in the movie, was all the kids that are lined up to talk to him when he's like listening to kids like requests on that bench. Is there's one kid with the uniform on from the game, so he just like saw him and just got in line. He was like, "Fuck soccer, I'm gonna go talk to Santa."
Wouldn't you?
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also, something I've noticed in this movie is that no matter what time of year it is, Neil is wearing what I thought was an ugly Christmas sweater, but that's just the way he dresses.
I think he's actually wearing like a Coochie sweater in one shot there, like that one that
a what sweater?
Like the sweaters that Biggie used to wear, like the Coochie.
Oh.
Like it looks like one anyway.
I don't know.
Like that when he says to Laura, "Oh, you were right about this sweater."
That's a Biggie sweater?
Yeah, it looks like a Biggie
Well,
sweater.
yeah, but I just thought it was supposed to be like an ugly Christmas sweater, but that's way
Yeah.
past. It's okay. That's way past the time that we like it's Christmas. So
What?
then it like kind of they show him like them getting really pissed off and walking off, and he's like shaving his beard and dyeing his hair, and he's like, oh, he dyes his hair brown, he shaves his whole face, he looks great, and then he's like he turns gray and gets his beard back like instantly
Right away.
So
yeah.
I'm like, why wouldn't he just go do that in front of Laura and Neil and
Oh,
be
yeah.
like, I'm not fucking crazy,
Yeah.
look at what's happening to me.
Yeah, check this out. Check this shit out. Shave, walk out with a clean shaven face, walk back into the bathroom, then walk back out again with the full beard.
Movie done.
Yeah.
Movie
He's Santa.
done.
We fucking get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then he goes to. Oh, so then that's the point after the soccer game is when. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Is when they go to court. Also,
Yeah.
they go there without Scott.
He shows up late.
Oh, because he's Santa.
No, because he's busy, I guess, with his work.
But they show up there without him, and then the kid gets taken away. It's literally, they only show the kid going in to talk to the judge, and then he comes out and he's like, I've made a decision.
Right.
I think it's like a bigger deal than that, and I don't think it's
Yeah.
just a one-time go to
No.
take away custody of a
No,
kid.
there'd be like...
a trial.
Yeah, oh yeah, there'd be like some sort of like formal proceeding and also like home visitations and stuff, right? Where there'd be like a social worker there. Anyway, doesn't that look like the sweater?
Yes.
Sorry, I was just saying it looks like.
I
a
knew,
sweater that would be,
I
like,
knew
in
what you meant
fashion
when you
now.
said it. I
Yeah.
told you I knew what you meant.
Okay, I'm just saying. Looks like it. But then shortly after the trial, it's like Christmas Eve. So
Yeah.
he goes and straight up kidnaps his kid.
But it shows Scott walking by himself, and then he
Yeah.
shows up, and Neil's like, "You're not supposed to be here."
Right, yeah.
Also, the whole thing that the Christmas Eve before was that it was a big deal that they were on time for Neil's family. So wouldn't they be with Neil's family again?
I don't know, you would think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. They're
Yeah.
just at home with the kid, but whatever. So then he shows up, and I think Laura goes upstairs, and she actually, I think, decides she's going to let them hang out for a little bit. When she comes back downstairs,
Right,
they're
then they're
gone.
gone,
Because
yeah.
Bernard appears, and he's like, we got to go.
We gotta go right now.
Yeah.
It's time to get going.
Yeah, and then so the cops are looking for him. It's this whole thing.
And they're just like arresting Santas off the street.
Yeah, they've got a Santa lineup, and then finally they catch Santa, the real Santa, when he's back in their house delivering
Yeah, which is
presents.
so bait. Like if I was Scott in that situation and Charlie's like, oh, we can see Mom and Neil's house, like let's go there. I'd be like, buddy, that's the last house we're hitting all night, and I'm
he's-
leaving you there.
But he's Santa.
I know, but come on, he's got a job to do.
But also, how did the cops not see him come down the chimney and see the reindeer and all
Yeah.
of this shit happening? So, like,
don't
why
know.
does he even get arrested in the first place?
I know, because like if there's like 5 or 6 police officers in the house that arrest him, there's got to be at least double that outside looking around, like they're not seeing the sleigh come down, right? I don't know. I don't get that.
So they arrest Santa.
Yeah.
And then it goes back to the North Pole because Judy was supposed to be able to communicate with him through his hat.
Right.
And then
But he leaves his hat.
yeah, so they say something's wrong.
Yep.
The ELFS, the elite legitimate leaping
I don't know.
something it's fine. The ELFS, it stands for, it's supposed to be like the SWAT team of the elves. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Well, no, I'll see what it is.
It's supposed to be like the SWAT team of the elves. And so they're going to go find Santa. So there are these flying elves that come in. Also, they're looking for Charlie this whole time. They never found Charlie
yeah.
after they arrested Santa. He's up on the roof. How do they not check the roof when there was like reindeer up there or anything? Like, how is he just sitting up there and nobody fucking notices?
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
go and they break Santa out of jail with tinsel, and the other prisoner is like, hey, can I have some of that tinsel?
Right, yeah.
And then he's Santa, so he takes Charlie back home.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm out of jail. And then finally, that's enough evidence.
Right, yeah.
Now they know he's really Santa.
Yeah.
He's not just fucking with you.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
No, it's ridiculous.
When he's gaining weight, he says to the doctor that he gained 45 pounds in a week.
Right, yeah.
Is that not enough proof?
No, like,
Is the white beard not enough proof? Is any of this not enough proof? But now that he's broken out of jail and bringing your kid home,
yeah,
they realize he's Santa.
yeah.
And all is good in the world. He
It
flies
is,
off. Charlie, he leaves. Charlie shakes. Oh, but also, when he flies off, Laura comes outside and she's like, it's okay, never mind. That's not how things work.
No, that's not. You can't just call the cops off like that.
And
like
she
he's
also-
abducted a child.
She
like,
also goes upstairs and just like takes the custody papers and throws them in the fire. I'm
yeah. It's like, what about the copies that
judge
the court
still has a
right?
copy
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
So you're not above the law, Laura.
No, yeah.
But Santa can sprinkle his magic.
It's like burning your credit card bill doesn't mean you don't have debt still. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
Does
the
it
same
not?
thing. No. No, it doesn't. And then Scott drops down gifts to Charlie, Neil, and Laura, and it was the two gifts for Neil and Laura anyway that they talked to each other about, like when they first stopped believing in Santa, the gifts that
'Cause
they
they
didn't
didn't
get,
get it,
right?
yeah.
So they drop them down, and Neil gets the little whistle, and he's like, "Oh, he must really be Santa!" Like, yeah,
And then when he's finally flying away after he came back and flew away, whatever,
yeah,
they say something like, "Oh, you could be a good psychiatrist when you grow up." And he goes,
says
"I
it-
think I want to go into the family business." So you want to kill your
So,
dad?
yeah, that's like he's planning on murdering his father, or just like not being employed until his dad dies of natural causes and just
He's
takes
not
up the
going
suit.
to until he falls off a roof.
Right, yeah. So we're just gonna go with him every Christmas and just like watch
Eventually-
him die at some point. Watch him
Eventually-
die, and then also like
Beat the other guy to the
beat
suit.
the other guy off. Yeah, beat the other guy off to the suit. Yeah.
You want me to beat your dick off? I'll beat your dick off with both hands.
Jesus.
That's from 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah, but he beats him to the suit. Yeah.
Overall, beat the other guy off.
Yeah, beats him off to the suit. Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, no, it is a good movie.
I laughed a lot more than I thought
yeah,
I would. When we
yeah.
were first like looking for a Disney Christmas movie, I was like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I would rather watch Nightmare which we found out is a Disney movie.
Yeah, legit. Yeah.
Before we thought it wasn't.
Yeah,
and
it's
then we
on-
thought it
it's on
was.
Disney Plus.
It's on
Must be a Disney movie.
It's a Disney movie.
Yeah.
But anyway, and then we watched this, and I'm happy we watched
The first
this.
half of this movie is hilarious. Like, there's some good jokes.
Some good banter.
Yeah. Some it's like a live action Disney movie also has like those like classic like physical humor bits, like
Yeah.
somebody getting hit with someone, or Tim Allen bumping his head on a doorway he's too tall for, that kind of shit, right?
But that's also where we came to. There's no best song in the movie because it's
Oh
just,
yeah,
it's just
all
like it's Christmas.
It's all your
music.
stock Christmas songs,
So
right?
there's no original. It's not. Yeah, it's not like Lion King, Aladdin. One of like you
The-
can pick from one
The
of the.
Jeopardy theme song shows up in this movie when he's finishing his sundae and they're waiting for the
Oh,
meeting to
I don't
continue. Yeah.
So we always like to do a couple things at the end. Like I just said, best song. We don't really have a best song for this
Yeah.
movie. I like to do Marry, Fuck, Kill.
Yeah, so this
So,
week it's Neil, Scott, and Bernard. Mm-hmm. What's your order for this?
I would probably kill Neil, fuck
Yeah.
Bernard, and marry Scott.
Yeah?
Yeah, I would marry Santa Claus.
Yeah?
Would I marry
Yeah.
Scott Calvin though, or would I marry Santa Claus?
Um,
Santa, because he's Santa.
Yeah, well, he's already proved to not be a great husband. He's divorced, so...
Yeah, but he marries Mrs. Claus in the second movie.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, I think I probably would marry Scott. I think you got that right. But then I'd probably flip the other two.
You would fuck Neil and kill Bernard? Why would you kill Bernard?
You want to fuck someone who's like 4'8"?
He's like 1,000 years old. That'd be kind of cool.
Okay. He's like this tall. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And what I like to always touch on every movie is what I'd like to see more of and what I'd like to see less of. And definitely more North Pole action.
Yeah, we
Like,
definitely need to see more North Pole.
You see like 10-15 minutes in the first third of the movie, and then like 5 minutes in the last
like
third.
5 seconds.
Yeah, it's very quick.
Yeah.
I'd like to see a little bit more of what's going on there.
Like the North Pole looks dope.
Like I think they could have had a couple little like, Flash 2 scenes.
Like freaking out because
where
Santa's
it's
not
like,
ready.
Or freaking out, Bernard yelling, being like, "We got to get these toys out! Like we're way behind," or whatever. Like throughout like the summery months that we see on the other side,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Yeah, just a couple like that, right? I think that would be good.
What do we need to see less of?
Less of Neil trying to like psychoanalyze Charlie specifically, but everybody. It's like every
Yeah.
time he has an interaction with somebody, he like puts his like psychologist spin on it, right?
Can you imagine being friends with someone like that?
Oh my
It would
God.
be fucking exhausting.
Jesus Christ.
Like I try to give my friends advice, but then I shut up about it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but like, no, he's like obsessing over
Like
the
he
fact that he's
thinks about
a
the
psychiatrist.
professional
Yeah.
view of everything. He never turns off.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be really annoying.
Oh, he's always on.
Yeah.
He's super annoying. Yeah.
So we also always vote for the real MVP, but we thought that there was a tie this week.
I think Bernard's the only legitimate candidate.
Because he shows Santa the ropes. He comes and gets
Yeah.
them when it's time to
And he's
go.
calling the shots too. He's the one that deploys the
ELFS.
ELFS. Yeah, so he's the one who deploys them.
Yeah.
So he's really calling the shots and making sure that Christmas goes off without a hitch, without
Yeah.
too many hitches anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for our rundown of this movie.
For our Christmas episode.
For the Christmas episode, yeah. And like I was saying, this was one of my favorite Christmas movies. Still is, I think.
My parents have it on VHS.
It's like a classic from our time as well, right?
It came out when I was 1.
Yeah, it's not like I never really got into like the Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
or
I
anything
loved
like
Christmas
that.
Vacation.
It wasn't really for me. It was a little like, I don't know. I just thought it was a little corny kind of thing.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know. I just couldn't get into some of those older
Also,
ones.
I need
like,
to make a side note and say that I kind of wanted to drink rum and eggnog tonight, but Lucas Hempen hates eggnog.
oh, eggnog's gross.
We should do a vote on if you love or hate eggnog, because there's no
Yeah.
there's no in between of people that are
No.
like, oh, I can kind
People
of drink
really
eggnog.
like it, or they like despise it and won't drink it, right?
I
Yeah.
would really like to know if you guys like it as much
Yeah.
as I do.
No, we'll
Every
put a
time
poll
I'm
up.
going around or going home around Christmas, my parents stock with like 2 cartons of eggnog just for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we'll put a poll up to see what people think about eggnog for sure. Yeah.
Very valid in my life.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Thank you for listening to
By the
episode.
way, Penny was co-hosting the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, she was sleeping behind me the whole time. Our little Christmas pups.
She's too chubby for her Christmas sweater from last year.
She is. We need to get her a new one.
She was only not even 1. She's only 1 now.
Yeah,
so she's too chubby for her Christmas sweater.
Yeah, she's a little cute pups though.
But anyway,
Yeah, so that was episode 19 of Drinking with Disney. We thank you for joining us and listening and drinking along if you had some bevies tonight.
and if you don't have bevies tonight, you know a movie you can watch and have bevies with now.
Yeah, no, the drinking game is a good one for sure. It definitely keeps you going.
Especially around Christmas time.
Yeah, no, it's definitely really good. So as always, we'd like to say please rate and subscribe and review and tell your friends.
And we'd also just like to say happy holidays.
Yeah,
Have
happy
a
holidays.
Safe and happy holiday season. Thank you for listening, watching, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and you can find us on social media, and we'll post some updates and polls, and we hope you vote and let us know what you think.
Because it's always fun to make someone do a shot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So for this week, because we didn't have 2 candidates for MVP,
It'll be the eggnog.
it'll be the eggnog poll. So if you don't like eggnog, make sure you vote on the poll. You can find us on social media on
What about if you like eggnog?
don't vote if you like eggnog,
Oh.
or vote for not liking eggnog is what you should do.
Oh.
You can find us on Instagram at DrinkingWDisney and Twitter at DrinkingWithDisney_.
Yeah.
And we will see you in a couple weeks again with another Disney classic, probably more of like a throwback classic, one
Right
of the
before
original.
the new year.
Yeah, right right in time to ring in 2020. Thanks for listening and have a great night.